everybody, this is Sabin Dimitrov, aka Against for the Astro Wolf, and I wanted to show you guys my wolf finally reaching level 240. That is currently the highest level in the game. So not only has he ascended to 5-star, but he has actually ascended to he's going to be ascending to level 240.
Moonhowlers never surrender.
Oh, I know that they don't surrender, buddy. We're going to show our friends how awesome you are going to be when you hit level 240. Booyah. Now, as far as I can tell, he can't get any higher than this. This should be the max of what he is supposed to be. But yes, I believe that he is completely max level. Because if we go to the index, all of these commanders and heroes are level 240. And he is part of the Immortals, and as you can see, they are all maxed at level 240. So, that means that he is now
Moonhowlers never surrender.
the top, highest, strongest level you can possibly get. Now listen to the awesome wolves in the background howl.
Moonhowlers never surrender.
If you listen very carefully to the background, you can hear the wolves howling after he says Moonhowlers never surrender. Pretty darn cool, huh? All of these have been maxed, all of this is maxed, all of that is maxed, and all of these are maxed. And it doesn't say there is any more possibility of him being leveled up to max. Now I'm surprised that there is no achievement for getting a immortal class to level 240 and 5-star. I found it kind of stupid if you ask me, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how awesome my commander looks. Zoltan is by far my favorite dude, because he has a fantastic attack that absolutely decimates a single enemy. I will show you guys. Let us go to a battle and I can show you what I'm talking about. So Zoltan is in this little area right here. Whoop. He is level 240. So that means we can show how he does. So as you guys can see, he's going to be one of the first to attack. That single attack right there is that ethereal wolf creature, and that allows him to absolutely devastate an enemy. Now the rest of these commanders are great support commanders, because they have abilities that can either just obliterate one enemy or all the enemies on the field. But as you guys can see, what's her name? The little flying sprite? Hello, Forest Queen. I recently upgraded her a bit too, so now she's a lot stronger. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of my commanders.
Moonhowlers never surrender.
I love this guy. Now, as you guys can see, Zoltan claws an enemy, dealing 200% melee damage, with a 33% chance of stunning it for 1 turn. And that means enemies won't be able to attack for whichever one he uses this ability for. And this is fantastic because if you have a really strong enemy and you hit him with this ability, that gives your commanders 2 rounds to hit him before they can attack again. And sometimes a single hit is all that is needed to change the tide of battle. Zoltan morphs into a dire wolf and pounces on an enemy, dealing 455% melee damage. If the target's HP is higher than 50%, for every 5% more HP, the skill's damage increases by 2.5%, 30% max. So this means we can do almost 500% damage. Then with the resilience of the Thunder Wolf, Zoltan gains a 3-turn shield equal to 500% of his attack when joining the battle. This means that Zoltan can turn himself into an absolute tank, an absolute unit. Like, this pretty much makes him really hard to kill. And then the Moon Howl maiming. Zoltan always finds enemies' vital parts, increasing his critical chance by 25%. When attacking, Zoltan inflicts a 75% extra defense, ignoring damage on stunned targets. So if there is a target that is stunned by the enemy, by his teammates or himself, that means he can do just unholy amounts of damage against the enemy. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Zoltan. He is a fantastic commander and essential if you guys really want to just wreck a single enemy. And if you place Zoltan accordingly, you can actually time the attacks based on how the game works to where he can attack a vital enemy. And that's absolutely fantastic. I really like Forest Fae. She's also one of my favorite. The reason why is because she can cast a spell to attack 3 random enemies, dealing 155% range damage. And she's a great ranged person because she can do a lot of damage, and even though her damage is kind of divvied up between 3 people, that is still enough to wipe the board sometimes. And then she can also release a Storm of Pollen to attack 4 random enemies 4 times, each dealing 75% range damage. This damage is increased by 20% on sleeping targets. So that is phenomenal because that will just... it'll wreck the enemy. This can clear entire boards in a single shot if you know how to develop her right. This one, she gains a 15% dodge bonus in battle at the start of the battle. Aaliyah gains a 25% crit chance bonus that lasts 3 turns. So that's great for her because that means if she attacks a single target, she'll have a lot better chance of dealing more damage. I'm going to be showing you guys my top 3 favorite people. But yeah, she has a 30% chance of releasing Hypnotic Butterflies, dealing 175% range damage to 3 random enemies and putting them to sleep for 2 turns. So that pretty much means even if the enemy has one overpowered person that can kill your characters in one hit, if you manage to get this ability to work on her, to work on the enemy, that means that super powerful enemy won't be able to attack you.
Moon Howlers never surrender.
Oh, okay, interesting. So this one actually tells you the percentage chance of it being able to be released. And last but not least, I really like the Dragon Princess Alpida. She's nice because she has a special ability that's called the normal attack. Alpida, Alpida unleashes a frost bolt to attack an enemy, dealing 235% range damage. And this is really nice because this can crack through some of the toughest enemies and allow Zoltan to break through. Alpida summons a rain of frost to attack enemies in a row 2 times, dealing 110% and then 210% range damage, respectively, and reducing all enemies' SPO. No, I think it's speed by 20 for 2 turns. So that slows. Oh, it's speed. It slows enemies on the tower defense aspect of this game down immensely. It is really nice, and pretty much makes it so that way you can just devastate the enemy. And then this one's pretty nice. I like the Frozen Star. Alpida has a 50% chance of unleashing a star of frost, dealing 225% damage to an enemy, with a 50% chance of freezing it for 2 turns. So when you have these 4 abilities going for you, that's a mean commander. And as you guys can see,
Moon Howlers never surrender.
I have been upgrading these guys. Now I don't really know what is beyond legendary, but it's really nice being able to finally get toward the ending stages of the game and really kind of see how far you can push someone. And I absolutely love Zoltan. He's awesome. He is my most powerful commander by far, and I would put all my resources into upgrading him to the farthest extent. But remember, guys, you don't want to neglect your other 3 commanders, because they're still going to be helpful. And if you only have one commander that's super strong and the other 5 are super weak, your main commander is still going to be blasted. So it's always good to try to even out their growth as much as possible. But I just really had to get Zoltan to max level. 240 and 5-star. The highest you can possibly get, as far as I know, in the game. As such.
Will you make my dream come true?
I don't think so. No, I don't like devils, so I'm not going to be making your dream come true. But yeah, as you guys can see, she is an immortal, and she is level 240 and 5-star. This kind of shows what commanders look like at their top level. So it's actually really kind of cool. And you know, each commander actually has their own
Moon Howlers never surrender.
their own storyline. And as you guys can see, it's actually a really nice storyline, and they have a little bit of lore behind each character. And this one actually just goes to show, you know, kind of the origins of the White Wolf, Zoltan. So feel free to pause the video anytime that I'm scrolling through this, so you guys can actually take a look at the storyline. It's really cool, actually. And they actually got rid of the constant tower defense in the expedition and switched it over to the dungeon adventure, and that makes my life much happier, because having to always do these missions when you kind of want to just march through the levels is a little frustrating because they take up time. You gotta set stuff up, but it's still fun. But it's quite basic, but I can show you guys their abilities in these fun little battles. So let's just take a little look. I have my top 8 commanders. They're nice and strong, and we can show you guys how stuff looks. So I always, Zoltan has a wicked long range, so I always like to use him, and I always upgrade him first. Now because I am just trying to show you guys his abilities, I'm just gonna start the battle and just call it good. So as you guys can see, his special ability at the start wipes everything off the board. So because of that, that makes it so if he's ever being overrun, if that triggers at the right time, that can save him a lot of trouble. Now, I always like to give him a little bit of extra help, and I want to show you guys what this beautiful Forest Fae does. Oh boy, it froze. It froze. There we go. So as you guys can see, both her abilities will allow her to cast a lot of pollen, crushing the enemy. Now let us wait for his third and final wave, and I can show you guys these two abilities. Let's just say we got a big guy over here. Dire Wolf. Now these enemies are super weak. Oh, we actually have a boss this time. Well, since I misused the first ability, never mind. My fat fingers are not behaving. There we go. And that clears the board in that area. And then it self-destructs. That wasn't exactly the best way to show you guys how the abilities work, but you guys can kind of get where it's going at. These big bosses can be absolutely devastated by Zoltan. And then the Forest Fae can actually do a crazy amount of damage with her ability as well, because she can kind of break up clusters of enemies, so that way the other commanders that you put in the tower defense mode can actually focus on the heavier targets and kind of cut down the enemies. And that is why you kind of want to have a nice variety, because this one right here, she likes to, you know, slow down the enemy, and that allows your other two commanders to really just waylay the enemy because they are slowed down. And you know, if you guys play tower defense games as much as I do, you can kind of see how, if you kind of think of it in a more basic standpoint, and you look for the stats, and you kind of see how these go, you can actually really set up a really mean combination of commanders. And if we actually go to this, and you guys can actually see this little thing right here, this little glowing spot. Whoop. So this one right here is deploy 4 heroes of the same faction, and you get these buffs. Then deploy 6 heroes of the same faction, you get those buffs. I always try to stick with nature. Those are my favorite, and because Zoltan has nature, I stick with him. So I am part of the nature faction. And if you deploy 5 heroes of the same faction, you get a really, really good blessing because of that. Now, with these, your attack and health points can be boosted up by 5% if you play a devil in there, and this little portion right here will glow red. But for me, I really do not care for devils. I find them stupid, and I kind of stay away from them. I don't like the creepy demonic stuff. It just ain't my style, and it's gross. So, but yeah, this is kind of the basics of how you can build into the game, and you got all this crap. But yeah, like I said, guys, I just wanted to show you guys my Zoltan getting up to level.
Never surrender.
That's awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys Zoltan getting all the way to level 240. I think that's pretty freaking cool. And yeah, so, you know, he is now the best he can possibly be base stats. And now I can upgrade his equipment, because this can still go quite a lot. and it can get really expensive. So if you save up and you prepare yourself for the long haul, and you get yourself whatever's needed to upgrade their stuff, you should hopefully max out the armor soon. Question mark. Maybe. I haven't ever seen the max of the equipment, but right now it's mythic, and that's really freaking good. But yeah, so I just I hope that you guys you know, I just hope that you guys kind of enjoyed this.
Surrender.
Now this bad boy is mythic. This is max level, so you're all fine with that. And like it is, I'm trying to get Zoltan absolutely just what do you call it? Just beefed up to a whole new level. And oh, come on. There we go. Stupid buggy phone. Now, for me, for my main commanders, I always have it so that they have lifesteal. You see right here? Lifesteal is really nice because that will allow him to recover health while taking health from the enemy. And because his attack is astronomically high, that will allow his health to be regened just stupidly high. Just a large amount of lifesteal. And then I like the damage reduction because that will allow his more tankiness with his other abilities to really be put on a whole new level, because the damage reduction just cuts away all that damage. The critical chance is great because that helps benefit his critical chance, so he's therefore going to be able to do more damage on his critical and have more chances of being able to do critical. And the health point bonus is pretty nice because he already has a crap ton of health points. But now, he will be able to, what's this? Nature, June. Oh, I think that's one of the reasons why it's so insane, because the advanced skills allow him, as you level this thing up, you know, yeah. And then the critical damage itself here allows him to just wreck, like, tank targets. And if you go to this, no, which one is it? He's a warrior class. And this will show you the complete stats of what he has because of his equipment. And as you guys can see, the critical damage reduction is 41%. So even if the enemy hits you with a horrendously overpowered critical hit, you can still get rid of 41% of that. And because he is at 100% accuracy, he's pretty much never going to miss. And that is phenomenal. So as you guys can, ooh, the critical damage is 122%, so that's really freaking good. But the part I like is the health points. That's like 4 million health points. 4,198,595 health points. That is ludicrous. And then his attack is 336,846. And because he is an attack commander, he's going to have all those bonuses increasing that, so he can do like many times more of that damage. His defense still leaves something to be desired, but we're getting that up there. And that is why I'm going to be on the next event that you have to upgrade your equipment. I'm going to be working on his armor specifically because I want to make him just an absolute unit. Well, anyway, guys, this video is I'm about to hit 25 minutes, but I just figured I'd show you guys some of the fun aspects of this game, and if you really take time to notice the small details. Anyway, this has been Sabin Dimitrov, aka Adins for the Astro Wolf, and my good friend Zoltan over here, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. I just figured I'd release something kind of fun and interesting and tell you guys some of the background of the stuff I like to do. I'm not sure how many gaming videos I'm going to be doing, but why not get started on the small things, just kind of slowly work these in from time to time and give you guys some content. Anyway, you guys stay awesome out there. I'll be talking to you guys soon. See you on the next video. God bless.